Right now at 6, a new indictment against former President Donald Trump as the Republican presidential nominee prepares to visit La Crosse.
And Governor Tony Evers urging state officials to tighten the belt on PFAS standards in Wisconsin's drinking water.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. A competency exam is scheduled for the La Crosse man accused of killing his roommate. 55-year-old John Stumlin faces felony charges of first-degree homicide and hiding a corpse. On August 8th, authorities found the body of Stumlin's roommate, 68-year-old Daniel Riordan, in the bushes behind their Southside trailer home. Today in court, a La Crosse County judge ordered a competency exam to see if Stumlin is fit to stand trial. That's set for September 18th. Stumlin is held in the La Crosse County Jail on a $1 million cash bond.
The man accused of a Juneau County homicide is pleading not guilty. 47-year-old Donald Dahlberg of Grand Marsh faces charges of first-degree intentional homicide as well as arson, firearm possession as a felon, hiding a corpse, and bail jumping. He's accused of killing 57-year-old Floyd Burdick back in January. Dahlberg is held on a $1 million cash bond. A conference is set for tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. to schedule a jury trial.
The man accused in a Tomah stabbing is competent to stand trial. 49-year-old Jorge Santos Martinez faces several charges, including attempted first-degree homicide and aggravated battery. He was arrested back in May after an employee of the group home he resided in was found with 3 stab wounds to their back. In July, the court ordered a competency exam, and today, a judge found him fit to continue trial. The court ordered not guilty pleas on his behalf. Santos Martinez will be back in court on December 3rd.
La Crosse's Vietnam Veterans Trail will temporarily close Wednesday as the city enforces its camping ban. A city release says crews will be clearing the marsh along the trail to protect public health, safety, and the environment. Any unsheltered people must leave with all their belongings by 7 a.m. Wednesday. Anything left behind will be thrown away. Earlier this month, La Crosse's Common Council voted to end camping on all city-owned property, which includes the marshlands. The police department's property division has been working to offer storage for people's belongings. Anyone wanting storage needs to call before Wednesday per a release, but the number to call currently sends you to voicemail.
Well, a lot of areas saw the reduced temperatures and the humidity for most part, except if you're far south, you had a hot and humid day. But the good news is everyone's going to see more of that temperatures as we go tomorrow. Rainfall, we kind of could use some in some of the areas just because of how dry we've been the last couple of weeks. They got it up to the north. You can see a stretch there all the way back to Minneapolis where 2 rounds actually came through near Eau Claire and then further west. And then all those wind remarks you see up there, the wind, that is actually the damaging wind that we had come through there. So unfortunately, areas to the south didn't see much of the precipitation this evening. A little bit cooler, temperatures a little bit less. You get that northwest wind coming around, and that's the good news. Eau Claire cloud cover right now, a little bit less as we go throughout the evening, but still with that north wind, we're going to start seeing the temp fall and the dew point start to fall. There's your current temperatures. The precipitation right now is really just hugging the Wisconsin River area and just to the southeast. We kind of zoom in there, Prairie du Chien to Boscobel. Some light rain, but notice the temperatures, they have come off down there too. They were kind of hot and even humid with heat indices down there were to 100. Overnight, the bigger story is probably going to be the development of fog in a lot of areas as these temperatures cool off a little bit more to the 60s and 50s. And later on, we'll kind of break down. We do have storms coming Thursday night, but we have an outstanding Labor Day weekend forecast
ahead too. Look at that outstanding food right there.
Say.
Corn, fried chicken.
Yeah.
Is that your party you're hosting, Doug?
Yeah, you cooking for us?
Yeah.
All right, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Thanks,
Fingers
Greg.
crossed. Thank you. Special counsel Jack Smith has filed a new indictment in the election interference case against former President Donald Trump. It's a response to the Supreme Court's ruling that presidents are immune from criminal prosecution for official acts in office. The new indictment still has the 4 initial charges, but it dropped the section accusing Trump of using the Justice Department to overturn his election loss. The former president will be in La Crosse for a town hall at 6 p.m. Thursday night.
Wisconsin's governor is urging state officials to quickly implement federal standards for PFAS in drinking water. Now, the EPA in April approved stricter limits for the so-called forever chemicals that have been linked to serious health issues. The federal limit now is 4 parts per trillion, or about 4 drops in 20 Olympic-sized pools. Wisconsin's current limit is 70 parts per trillion. The EPA's new law says water systems have to test for PFAS by 2027, and communities above the new limit have to implement safeguards by 2029. Wisconsin has already tested about 2,000 public water systems, and 95% have safe PFAS levels. But as we know, communities like Eau Claire and the town of Campbell in our region continue to deal with unsafe levels.
The Green Party's candidate for president can stay on Wisconsin's November ballot. That's the ruling from the Wisconsin Supreme Court. A Democratic National Committee employee asked the court to remove Jill Stein from the list of candidates this fall. The liberal majority court rejected the request without writing an opinion. Stein was on Wisconsin's presidential ballot in 2016 and got 31,000 votes. Donald Trump won Wisconsin by 23,000 votes that year. Wisconsin voters will have 8 candidates for president on their November ballots.
West Salem elementary and middle school students kicked off their academic year today. From kids piling off the school bus with their new backpacks or waving goodbye to the parents that dropped them off, there were excited faces everywhere to be seen, Emily.
Yes, and while the summer break to school year adjustment can be hard for kids to make, there were plenty of sentimental parents today, too.
It all goes by so fast. I'm just proud of her and excited for her to get back with her friends and get back in the flow of school.
And there's plenty for West Salem elementary families to look forward to this year. The principal says some playground equipment is getting replaced with newer materials. Although it was the first day for the elementary and middle school, high schoolers started yesterday with some shortened class periods.
Well, it's that time of year again. Students across our area are heading back to the classroom. But for one district, a familiar policy has undergone some changes.
Our own Michael Germain has the details on what's new this year over at Gale-Ettrick Trempealeau High School.
Just 2 years ago at GET High School, students were allowed to use their phones throughout the school day. This year, things are changing. As kids head back this week, the school is rolling out a new policy they say will keep students focused and potentially minimize cyberbullying. Just 2 years ago, students at GET High School were allowed to use their phones throughout the school day, a freedom that administrators say became too much of a distraction for everyone. So for the 2023 to 2024 school year, they tightened the reins a bit.
Last summer, we tried to tighten things up a little bit with the cell phones and try not to have them, out during class time.
While it was an improvement over the previous years, it wasn't enough. So this year, they're taking things one step further, eliminating cell phone use altogether and adding phone caddies in the classroom. Jamie Oliver, the principal at GET High School, says students know how distracting cell phones can be. The new policy is designed to not only help them concentrate on academics, but on each other.
It was great to see students actually talking to one another at the end of class rather than just pulling out their phone and looking at their phone.
Each classroom will be equipped with a cell phone caddy, where students will have an assigned slot.
As they leave the class to go on to their next, into their next classroom, then they'll grab their phone and take it with them.
Oliver says the new policy is less about taking something away from the students as it is about adding something back to the school day that's long been missing.
We want them to talk more. We want them to, engage one another on a regular basis and not be staring at that device. Which administrators hope will lead to a decrease in cyberbullying and help protect students' mental health. Things aren't always positive, with those social media. So if we can not have them worry about that for the class time and again, still be 100% engaged in that class, I think that'll help a lot. We're taking the distraction from those students, but we're eliminating distractions for the teachers. The policy goes into effect this year, and if it's successful, Oliver says it will carry over in the years to come.
All right, thank you, Michael.
An Israeli hostage reunited with his family.
Israel raids southern Gaza in their latest attempt to rescue all hostages.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's fall footwear sale is going on now. Shop our unbeatable selection and prices on your favorite brands of fall boots and shoes. Right now, all Skechers are buy one, get one half price. 25% off assorted cat work boots. Plus, find value on quality brands throughout the store, like Centric brake pads, rotors, shoes, and drums, 10% off. Rewards members save 15%. And buy 3 Cooper tires, get one free.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
An Israeli taken hostage last October is back in the arms of his family, rescued by Israeli forces in a daring tunnel raid in southern Gaza.
As Laura Aguirre explains, it's the latest chess move by Israel to get their hostages back amid fragile ceasefire talks with multinational negotiators, including the U.S.
The family of Kahit Farhan Al-Qadi has waited 326 days for this moment, running to reunite with the 52-year-old Israeli citizen, a rescued Hamas-held hostage and father of 11. He was flown to a hospital in southern Israel Tuesday morning, hours after being rescued by Israeli forces.
He appears to be in general good condition.
Al-Qadi is the first hostage rescued alive from a tunnel beneath the Gaza Strip, say Israeli military officials, and it's the 4th IDF operation in Gaza overall that's resulted in the return of a live hostage.
Watching him unite with his children, his brothers, was a heartwarming moment for all of us.
Al-Qadi's brother said this moment is better than being born again as he shared his family's gratitude. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu also welcomed Al-Qadi home and praised Israeli forces. The bold military operation comes as multinational negotiators, including the U.S., work on a delicate ceasefire deal with Hamas, which, if agreed upon, could open a path to free remaining Israeli hostages. The Hostage and Missing Families Forum celebrated Al-Qadi's release in a statement, calling it miraculous, but added that military operations alone cannot free the remaining 108 captives. While sources close to the ceasefire talks in Cairo say progress has been made in recent days, a diplomatic solution still has a ways to go. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Now, one official source says technical talks over the details of the ceasefire deal are moving to Doha on Wednesday.
The same source says that Hamas pushed back on the latest proposal in Cairo aimed to bridge the gaps that had been mainly formulated by the U.S.
Well, a cool front before Labor Day weekend.
Greg will let us know when we can expect a drop in temps when we come back.
Selection of rugs and art under the white tent in the Valley View Mall parking lot. Multiple sizes including brown rugs and so much more. Hurry, don't miss this.
I was robbed. They tried to run me over with a getaway car. He almost killed me right over here. He was laughing as he fractured my skull.
Amanda's attacker was an illegal immigrant drug dealer, arrested twice before, but released by San Francisco DA Kamala Harris.
If Kamala Harris hadn't let him out, this never would have happened to me.
Kamala put violent illegals, convicted felons, back on the streets.
Kamala just doesn't care about protecting people like me.
Make America Great Again Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Lease a new Ford Bronco Sport for $269 a month for 36 months, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
We would never hit 12 drunk. Clutch it up drunk? Not a chance. Do a stoppie drunk? We would never drift drunk. So you should never drive drunk. Drive sober or get pulled over.
My son, Nick, took illicit fentanyl, which cost him his life. And knowing that my son is never coming back is the worst thing that I will have to live with for the rest of my life.
Tammy Baldwin's been with us every step of the way. She just got a major bill passed to really crack down on fentanyl. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she actually walks the walk.
I cannot tell you how much we appreciate Tammy Baldwin fighting this fight.
I'm Tammy Baldwin. I approve this message.
Huge selection of rugs and art under the white tent in the Valley View Mall parking lot. Inventory is priced to sell, so stop in today. Hurry, don't miss this.
Well, if you don't like the heat and humidity, we're definitely not going to be seeing that anytime in the near future. We might bump up the temperatures come here Thursday or Saturday, but really the pattern is it's shifting all this heat dome that's been building over us to the east, and the front has been coming through, which provided some rounds of showers and thunderstorms last night, mainly up to the north of La Crosse. Eau Claire got hit pretty good, Minneapolis, and now it's kind of scooted down towards Chicago. You notice all the heat down there. Jet stream coming from the west, even a little bit northwest, and there's our system way up there, just coming on to shore right now. That's the Thursday one that'll be monitoring for some more showers and thunderstorms. But the big news is we're not going to see that heat and humidity really come back anytime soon. So there's still a shower, and that's mainly along the Wisconsin River area, and that's becoming less likely. Foggy start to Wednesday. I think it'll be more widespread further south you go, but still we could see that. Otherwise, seasonable temps, some saw that already today up to the north. A lot of areas to the south will see those temperatures drop off tomorrow to more where we should be at the end of August or early September. There's a few showers down there right now along the Wisconsin River. Otherwise, most areas will remain quiet. Cloud cover a little bit more thick as you go further north, but as we go throughout the night, you notice that low clouds begin to expand a little bit towards the morning. That's either going to be fog or some low clouds hanging around there. So you notice temperatures too a little bit cooler with that northeast wind. You'll start seeing the humidity drop and the temps drop. Now tomorrow morning, once the fog lifts, it's going to take a time for this cloud cover really to get out of there. So probably not until about noon for a lot of areas that you'll see the sun come out. That'll keep the temperatures down a little bit, probably not until the 70s by noon. Upper 70s, low 80s to the south. We'll get more sun as we go in the afternoon hours. Further to the north, a little bit more clouds will keep the temperatures more into the low to mid 70s. Not that far off from where we should be with that northeast wind. Very comfortable temperatures and quiet conditions continue on for your Thursday evening. Temperatures actually falling off a little bit more. Fog potential right now, the visibility really drops off south of I-90. Areas could be less than a mile at times. Even up to the north, we could see visibility down there too. This does not include just low clouds that'll stick around for your morning time frame, but the visibility will be till about 8 or 9. We're kind of this time of year where the sun is not rising so quite as early, so that we'll keep it lingering probably till about 9, and then that cloud cover won't get out of here probably till the afternoon time frame. The next front that I just mentioned that's just coming on shore, British Columbia, this is the front that'll come through. It's going to be really a Thursday night, probably after 8 p.m. come through with a line of showers and thunderstorms. Right now the severe threat looks limited. I think it's further west. We'll keep an eye. That'll come through overnight hours, so by the time you wake up Friday, it'll all be to the east. We'll deal with cloud cover and then even cooler air as we go beyond it. Now, we talked about the cool air. This is just a taste of it coming, but this blue air, that's going to be coming through as we get closer to the weekend. That's going to drop our temperature off even more. We're looking maybe 60s to low 70s as we go through Sunday and Labor Day. So that's the good news. But overall for temperatures tomorrow, we're not going to see much of their upper 70s, low 80s. Once again, the clouds and the fog in the morning. Otherwise, we'll see more conditions better as we go through Thursday. The shower and thunderstorm chances in the afternoon, but better as we go tonight. Cooler, less humid Friday. We have another front come through Sunday, and that's when we'll see the temperatures drop well into the 70s, with some areas up to the north and the upper 60s come Monday and Tuesday. So
look at that.
Yeah, we got to get through Thursday night with showers and thunderstorms. A little bit cooler Friday. We bump up Saturday, another front Sunday, and then it gets cool. So yeah, Labor Day weekend looks really nice right now.
All right.
Sure does.
Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, who got the boot? Find out which players in Green Bay and Minnesota will be looking for a new squad as the NFL teams trim rosters down to the final 53. Jacobs next.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
Life has become too expensive. Groceries and gas have gotten out of control, and red tape is killing the economy. But fortunately, our Congressman Derek Van Orden is fighting for solutions to make living more affordable for us in Wisconsin. He's advocating for common sense bills that would make everyday items like gas and groceries more affordable.
Now, Congress has an opportunity to lower costs by cutting red tape. Tell Congressman Van Orden to keep working to lower costs and support the Red Tape Reduction Act.
T-Mobile coverage in my area is wonderful.
We have 8 acres, and it gives you peace of mind to know that you're going to have a reliable signal.
We enjoy hiking. We enjoy the outdoors. The coverage has been great.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
Hot tubs, hot tubs, hot tubs. The Hot Tub and Pool Expo is at Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska this Labor Day weekend only. Truckloads of hot tubs from major brands like Hot Spring and Caldera Hot Tubs. Hot tubs as low as $79 a month. 0% financing. Save thousands. End of season savings on all above ground pools starting at $140 a month. Swim spas up to $10,000 off. Saunas starting at $59 a month. Hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and above ground pools up to 40% off. This weekend only at Hot Springs Spas and Pools in Onalaska. SpaExpoLacrosse.com.
Turn your collector car into cash. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions is now taking consignments for its fall auction on September 27th and 28th in Winona, Minnesota. Visit RemlingerAuctions.com to consign now and maximize your earnings. Early consigners receive the most exposure to our eager pre-qualified bidders. Reserve your spot today and join the excitement. Remlinger Collector Car Auctions, where every car has a story and every bid is an adventure.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
As we inch closer and closer to week number 1 of the NFL season, today teams around the league announcing which players won't be making their 53-man roster. In Green Bay, most of the moves made were expected, but there were a couple that many were unsure about. In the end, Greg Joseph wins the kicker battle against Anders Carlson. Sean Clifford and Michael Pratt both get released after the trade to bring in Malik Willis that was made yesterday. The Packers released receivers Samori Toure and Grant Dubose, keeping Malik Heath and Bo Melton. And some news elsewhere on the offense, A.J. Dillon is put on the IR with a neck injury, and that ends his season. Other notable cuts including cornerback Kalen King, offensive lineman Royce Newman, linebacker Christian Welch, and safety Anthony Johnson Jr. And we've got some big names from Minnesota's camp being cut as well. 2022 first-round draft pick Lewis Cine not making the roster. The former Bulldog played just 10 defensive snaps and was general manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah's first ever draft pick. Kene Nwangwu also being left off the team, the 26-year-old running back, the main kick returner for the Vikings the last couple of years. And then he wasn't cut, but TJ Hawkinson, the tight end for the Vikings, starting the season on the physically unable to perform list as he's still coming off an ACL tear. And that means he'll be out at least till week 5. Packers and Vikings facing off in week 4. In just 3 days, the Wisconsin football team will begin year number 2 under Luke Fickell. Badgers will be hosting Western Michigan, a team with a new offensive, defensive, and special teams coordinator. And with all the unknown that comes with scouting a team like this, it gives UW a chance to focus on something a bit more important.
It allows us to make sure we focus on ourselves. And I think that is really key and really critical in college ball in particular, because you don't have those preseason, opportunities to challenge yourself. So you really have to be able to focus on yourself, do the things that you do and do them really well. And you get to find out, you know, your maturity of a team early on just because you get to see how you can problem solve in week 1.
And in Louisville tonight, the number 3 ranked Badgers volleyball team will be taking on the Cardinals, who are 6th in the national rankings. This is the opening game for both teams this year. Wisconsin coming off a national semifinal appearance where they lost in 4 sets to Texas. Badgers return American Volleyball Coaches Association Player of the Year Sarah Franklin, and first serve is set for 8:30. So a lot of stuff going on, guys.
Yeah.
Ken, initial thoughts on the Packers cuts. What do you like? What don't you like?
Johnson, the safety. I mean, he's an Iowa State grad. Would have loved to see him. For Minnesota, that is a big decision to cut ties with a first-round pick. I'm sure they're hoping he lands on the practice squad, though. So we'll see how it shakes out over the next few hours.
I just hope our kicker is good this year. Please, Greg Joseph.
Yes, absolutely needed.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll have another look at your forecast right after this.
This Thursday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $50 you spend in-store and online. Thursday only and only at Hy-Vee.
I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message. I was 27 years old, and the doctor told me I have MS. You quickly realize what's the most important things in life: family, friendships, love, helping other people. It makes you much more empathetic and compassionate to those that are struggling and suffering. I wanted to achieve my goals and dreams, but I wanted to take my resources and save as many children as I possibly could.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
This Thursday, one day only, earn a 30-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver for every $50. That's a 30-cent fuel saver for every $50 you spend in-store and online. Thursday only and only at Hy-Vee.
All right, the bigger story for tomorrow morning may be the fog. Patchy, but it could be dense in certain areas, and it may linger until about noon in some areas. Even the cloud cover is something to keep in mind of. Other than that, beautiful Labor Day weekend, really.
I'm still thinking about that graphic with all the food on there. Like, I've literally been thinking about that all show. Give me some roasted corn. Give me some fried chicken. I can't think of anything else. All my head's at right now. I'm hungry, you guys.